Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So on this 125cc semi-automatic pit bike, China bike, whatever you want to call it, is this X Pro. I was experiencing some clutch slippage at I guess like 3/4 to full throttle. And basically what you have is this plate that goes right here. And they had 2 screws in there, and they were put in with like cement glue or something. It's like they don't want you to take it off. And basically, what I had was it was a drill bit, or it was a drill that was made for concrete, making holes in concrete, and it has a hammering action, really fine hammering action for busting through concrete and making holes. So you could probably get away with the regular drill, but if you got the one that's made for like, it has the hammering activation to it, that one's really going to work. Because what I had to do is when they were in there with the screw in there, I put her on reverse with the drill bit, and it did like a chiseling action in there. And you had to chisel the sucker, the screws out, man. They were in there hard, but it worked, and I got it off. And so you have this right here on the inside. You have your adjuster nut. This is more like a locking nut, and this bolt with the little cut on the inside is made for a flat blade screwdriver to go in there like that and turn left or right. So when I opened it, this slot was pointing at 2 o'clock. Now, if you notice, it's pointing at 12 o'clock. So what you got to do is, I watched a lot of videos and found out the right way to do it. So what you have to do is loosen this lock nut. If the center moves on you, that's okay, but you probably want to hold it still while you get this is a 13 millimeter, and open it up. And so I loosened the lock nut, and then you take this center bolt with your screwdriver and turn it all the way to the right until it's loose. And then you go back in and you tighten it to the right until you feel some resistance. And when I mean resistance, I mean like 2 fingers. When you're tightening, with 2 fingers, as soon as you feel some resistance, back off like tad bit, just a little bit, like an eighth. They say like an eighth of a turn. Back off about an eighth of a turn. And then while you got your 13 on there with your left hand, I'm holding my camera, and then you put this inside, you want to hold that bolt right there in the middle, right where you got it, and then you tighten the lock nut, and that's it. I haven't taken this out to test ride yet, but that's what you have to do. So the center bolt, again, if you want to tighten the clutch so it doesn't slip, you got to turn it counterclockwise, but not a lot, because like I said, this was pointing at 12 or 2. Now it's at 12. So just by the initial, first few hours of riding it, a couple weekends or whatever, it wore out that much, and I had to tighten it just that little bit, and that was it. Now if you tighten this center bolt too much, meaning you turn it a lot to the left, when you go to hit the kickstart, it'll feel like it's you won't feel any resistance. It's not turning over the motor. It'll just like that, and you think the kickstart's broken. It's not the kickstart. You went too tight on the clutch. So remember, loose to the right, tight to the left or to the rear, and that'd do it for you. And then put your cover back on. I got some replacement screws. It'd probably be good to get some Loctite and put it on there. I wouldn't put cement glue on there like they had, but they had it on there with cement glue for a reason, because they don't want you for some reason going in there. Just make sure you got that nice and snug, because if not, it'll vibrate off as you're going down the road, and you don't want that. So that's it. Another cool thing I did was get these aluminum bars off of Amazon. and put them on there. They're not steel like the other ones. They're super thick. The other ones were bent when I launched this thing up in the air. I did get the new bars, came with that. I'll put a picture right now in the video. And another thing I don't like about this bike, I got some makeshift bolts in there. I want to take those out. What I'm going to do, this is just like some stuff I had laying around to see if it worked. They're made of zinc. One of them snapped off because it was just, I like my bars tight. I don't want them to move. So what I'm going to do is get some stainless steel. So I have the original bolts here. You know, these Chinese bikes, they got cheap steel, right? And that's what they give you to hold the handlebars on. And I just don't like them, man, because they strip. Can't tighten them that much as they're Allen keys. So I need to find a way. I need to go to a hardware store and get some stainless steel bolts. They're that length. I can drop down in there and tighten them down. So that's why I'm not riding it right now. I'm kind of doing other things around the house, but I would suggest replacing these 4 bolts and getting some stainless steel bolts, some good lock nuts. I mean, really button down them handlebars. You don't want them to move, man, because you'll fly over the handlebars, which ain't good. But that's the update on the bike. Really not much, just the clutch and the handlebars. You know, that's it, y'all. So, yeah, y'all be safe out there. Ride safe. Be careful out there in these holiday season. So, y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later.